Hey everyone, a good Erev Shabbos. I hope that you and your families are all healthy and safe and well. Chazal famously tells us, "Kol dor v'dor shlo nivna beis hamikdash biyamav mala alav hakosov kiluhu hichrivu." That every generation in which the temple, the Beis Hamikdash, is not rebuilt, it's to be regarded as if they are responsible for its destruction. A very strong statement in Chazal, and I was always very curious about this teaching of this Chazal. Wasn't it the Meraglim? Wasn't it the spies that caused this to happen? Didn't they bring about the first Tisha B'Av, the story of our people gone awry along the travels in the Midbar, along their travels in the desert? Was it not, of course, the day on which the spies returned from their ill-fated mission to the Promised Land? We all know how the story is told in Parshas Shlach Lecha Anoshim B'Yasuru Es Eretz Canaan Kulam Anoshim Roshei B'nei Yisrael Hema, that they were 12 great men, 12 outstanding individuals, 12 preeminent leaders who led Bnei Israel, led the Jewish people down a path that was paved with discouragement, with panic, with fear, with mistrust. They were worried as a result of the report. So yes, it's most certainly because of the Meraglim, it's because of the spies that Bnei Israel, that the Jewish people are made to wander in the desert for 40 years, sacrificing an entire generation before finally conquering Eretz Yisrael. And yes, it is they who caused this in the first place. Except when we read Moshe Rabbeinu's version of the story in our Parsha this week, in Parshas Devarim, it isn't what he says at all. It's quite actually really stunning to notice that when Moshe retells the story, he never mentions the spies by name. He never mentions their status or refers to them as the Nesiim, as the princes that they were. Moshe never affords the people the opportunity, even just ever so slightly, to accuse their leaders, their manhigim, of misleading them. Rather than laying the blame on the Meraglim, Moshe Rabbeinu lays it squarely on the shoulders of the people. He says, "V'lo avisam la'alos." You were the ones who refused to go forward. V'tamru es pi Hashem Elokechem. You were the ones who rebelled. You were the ones who murmured in your own tents by saying that V'tamru b'sinas Hashem osanu otzianu me'eretz Mitzrayim. It's because Hashem Yisbarach hates us, that He took us out of Eretz Mitzrayim, and He took us out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hands of our enemies, to wipe us out. You were the ones who lacked sufficient faith. And what's fascinating about this is when we understand that it wasn't the words of the spies that enraged Hashem. It was your words. Vayishma Hashem es kol divrechem vayiktzov. It was because of what you said. It was because of what you did. Or it's because of what you lacked in doing. Yes, the spies were men of renown whom the people trusted. They were the leaders. Yes, they had a near consensus opinion among themselves, but none of this diminishes the extent to which the Jewish people had the capacity to make free-willed decisions about how to respond. Nobody has the right, nobody has the ability to control what it is that you do. Ultimately, that's your choice. The Meraglim themselves were simply a footnote in history. The people who failed to oppose them, those are the ones who bear the ultimate responsibility for their failure. Everybody has to take their own responsibility. We have to learn to make no excuses, to take matters into our own hands, and to ultimately be the ones who take responsibility for what it is that we do, and sometimes for even the things that we don't do. Take ultimate responsibility. On April 25th in 1976, Rick Monday was a member of the Chicago Cubs when they were playing the LA Dodgers on a Sunday afternoon game at Dodger Stadium. It was in the bottom of the fourth inning. Out of the corner of his eye, from his position in center field, Rick Monday, he noticed that there were two fans who had run onto the field. Monday, who had spent 6 years in the Marine Corps Reserve, said that he didn't know that what he was thinking at the time because it was all happening so fast. But one thing he did know by seeing these fans run into the field is that it seems that what they were doing was wrong. What was happening is that the pair was attempting to set fire to an American flag after dousing it with lighter fluid. But the matches, they kept blowing out in the breeze, which gave Monday a chance to sprint across the field and to snatch the cloth of the American flag. In the press box, after he grabbed the flag and ran to the dugout, the operators of the stadium's left field message board wrote for all to see, "Rick Monday, you made a great play." And keep in mind that this was a member of the opposing team, but yet, of course, as Americans, as people that stand up for values, we were all and are all on the same team, which after this was written on the board for everyone to see, "Rick Monday, you made a great play." It was then followed by a spontaneous singing of "God Bless America," from the crowd of over 25,000 people who at the time on that day were in attendance. So after the game, Monday said, if you're going to burn the flag, don't do it around me. I've been to too many veterans hospitals, and I've seen too many broken bodies of guys who tried to protect our flag, of men and women who tried to protect our country. It's a very powerful story, and it's truly a great life lesson. You see, we too have two choices in life: to stand idly on the sidelines, or to activate ourselves into the game, to make excuses and to cast blame onto others, or to take matters into our own hands and to take responsibility for our own actions. Let's take this message into Shabbos Chazon, the Shabbos of vision, and let's imagine and achieve the very best version of ourselves today and moving forward. From my family to yours, I want to wish each and every one of you a peaceful and a most joyous Shabbos Kodesh.